Hello everyone, this is Ron from Elders Insights. In my last video, I talked about entering into the military and specifically the Air Force. Now, I'm partial, and that video brought that out. But what are the opportunities beyond the military? Going into the military and doing time in the military brings many valuable benefits. Not only do you learn a valuable skill, you can also earn a college degree or two on Air Force dime. Now you have that. You have 20 years under your belt. You can have 4 years under your belt. You can have 8 years under your belt. It's up to you. But once you get out, you have something now. You have something that most do not have. You have an advantage. You have 5 veteran preference points. So there's a life beyond the military. When I discharged the Air Force, I entered into the federal workforce. It was relatively easy. And those 5 veteran preference points got me over the top. And I probably didn't even need them because I was highly qualified for the position I applied for. And that's what I want to talk about in this video because it leads to a path. Now, let me recap here. If you go into the military, say at the age of 18 years old, and you do 20 years, when you discharge, you will still be a young person. You will be 38 years old, and you will have a pension for life. And that pension, that monthly paycheck, is significant. And not only that, you will be a veteran, and you have many, many veterans benefits, many of them. And I'll talk about those in another video. Okay, now you have a pension. Now what? Can you live off that? Sure, many veterans do. But why stop there? You are a young person. Why not go into the federal workforce as a federal employee? You have the 5 veterans points that will assist you in getting a federal job. And I'll talk about in another video specifically how to apply. And I'll give you strategies as to how to land that job or those jobs. So what are the benefits of becoming a federal employee? Well, first of all, like I just mentioned, you get the 5 veteran preference points. And if you are a disabled veteran, you get 10. You have job security. Federal jobs are far more secure than these jobs out here in the civil sector. Working for these corporations, you are disposable, and it is extremely cutthroat. At any time, a corporation can fold up, it can streamline, it can fire, and you're just out there. All those years that you invested working for that particular company are for what? They don't go towards any retirement. They may contribute to Social Security, but that's it. But do those years that you spent working for some corporation go towards a pension? So federal jobs offer a high level of job security, which can be particularly appealing for veterans transitioning from military service. Now recall now, assuming you've already done 20 years in the Air Force or in some other military branch, you now have a lifetime pension. With that, you have a monthly paycheck that cannot be taken away from you. Also, federal employees enjoy comprehensive benefits, including health insurance, retirement plans like the Thrift Savings Plan, which I'll talk about in a few moments, and life insurance options. Federal employees, in my view, have it made. You've just got to get your foot in the door, and I'll help you do that. Federal employees are enrolled in what is called the Federal Employee Retirement System, FERS. It is a retirement plan for U.S. federal employees. FERS, or the Federal Employee Retirement System, consists of 3 sections. First, you have what's called the Basic Plan. And this is a defined benefit plan where employees contribute a portion of their salary each pay period. You get paid twice a month as a federal employee, but they contribute a portion of their salary each pay period, and the federal government matches that. Let's say you contribute $500 out of your salary each month. That's $250 per paycheck, $500 a month. The federal government matches that. So you'll have $1,000 going into that plan. Imagine working as a federal employee for 20 years and you have $1,000 per month going into a kitty that's all yours. So when you retire after 20 years, you have all that money sitting in a pot for you to withdraw. You can take it all out as a lump sum, or you can arrange for the Office of Personnel Management to have that allotted to you in monthly installments. It's up to you. The second section of the FERS retirement system is Social Security. Federal employees, like everyone else, pay into the Social Security system. So by the time you reach Social Security age, and the minimum is 62 years of age, now you're drawing Social Security. Depending on what you put into the Social Security system dictates what you get out of it. I can tell you, if you do time in the military, say 20 years, you're contributing to Social Security. Then tack on top of that the, say, 20 years, for example, that you put in as a federal employee. Federal employees get paid very well. You're contributing to that Social Security system. So by the time you reach the minimum Social Security age, and again, at 62 years of age, you now have a significant Social Security check every month. That Social Security check can range from $2,500 to $3,000, $4,000 or more. Plus, you get cost of living increases with your Social Security monthly check. So up to this point, if you follow this path, you have a lifetime military pension. Let's say if you do 20 years as a federal employee and you reach the age of 62, now you have a Social Security check. I'm not finished yet. The last appendage of the FERS system, the first is the basic plan, the second is Social Security, and the third one here is that the federal government will take the highest earning years of your salary and plug that into a formula, and that cranks out your monthly pension. I can tell you, if you do 20 years as a federal employee, you can attain the grade level of GS-12, GS-13, GS-14, GS-15, and you're already in the six-figure salary. So the government's going to take the 3 highest earning years and put that into a formula, and that's going to produce what you get as a monthly pension for life. I'm going to give you some real numbers here. Let's say if you do 20 years as a federal employee, and your basic salary at that point is over $100,000. The federal government determines that your pension is going to be, say, $4,000 per month. That's for life. Let's put all this together now. You've done 20 years military. You're getting a monthly pension for the military. Let's say that's $3,000. You've reached Social Security age of 62. You're getting a monthly Social Security check of, say, $3,000. Now, that's $7,000 per month, just with those two alone. To put this in perspective, oftentimes there are individuals who work for the federal government, they do the 20 years, and they have not yet reached the age of 62, so they can't draw Social Security. But let's assume that you've done that. Let's say if you've worked beyond 20 years, you've put in 25, 30 years for the federal government. By the time you retire, you're 62 years of age, all right? So now you've got that military pension of $3,000 a month. That could be more, depending on your rank. You've got your Social Security, let's say that's $3,000 per month. So now that's $6,000 per month that you're getting. Now, plus on top of that, the federal government has determined that your monthly pension will be $4,000 per month. So now you've got $3,000 from the military, $3,000 Social Security, $4,000 being your federal government pension. You're making more than persons who are out here working. This is a viable and realistic plan. All one has to do is carefully implement it. If you have a relatively clean police record or none at all, You can get into the military, you can get into the Air Force, get into a technical career field. I did that. This is exactly what I did. I went to the military at the age of 18. I did my 20 years. I chose a technical field, something I could market once I discharged. Shortly after honorably discharging, I entered into the federal workforce. I put in over 22 years with the federal government. I retired at the age of 62. I took my Social Security at the age of 62. I looked at the numbers and I reasoned, why wait until, say, 65? Yes, I'll be getting more per month, but am I willing to sacrifice several $100s? I don't even know if I'll be around at the age of 65. So I took my Social Security at the age of 62, and even that was significant. So with my military pension, with my Social Security, and what the government gives me with regards to a pension, extremely significant. I put in 22 years and I achieved the grade level of GS 13. So I'm triple dipping: a military pension, Social Security, and the government pension. All added together, you do the math. The math is mathing. Many young people are not aware of this path, and I can give you many more options. I know many young people who have parents who do not want them to go into the armed forces. You're holding your children back. Most who enter into the military, and especially the Air Force, they're not going to see combat. They'll have time to go to school and earn a college degree without having to get into some student loan program that they have to pay back after they graduate. Department of Defense will finance their military degrees, so they don't have to, and their parents won't have to. All they have to do is buy their books and get their behinds to class. That takes dedication. If you want to be successful, if you want to make it, you got to do something. You just can't sit back and expect everything to be handed to you. And why would you want to be a burden on your parents? I know many young people today who are stuck as Chuck. They cannot get from under the wings of their parents. They become a burden to their parents. Their parents are up in age now. Their parents want to live their lives, enjoy their golden years without having to worry about their children. Yet they're sitting there, living under their parents, eating their food, and not even contributing, not even helping out. Some do, but they become lax. Get out here and do something. Make your parents proud. You'll be making enough money, well, you'll be able to help your parents. But there are parents who hold their children back. And I think that's a shame. Now, that's the path I've taken. In the next video, I'm going to talk about specifically how one can apply for a federal job. It is very easy to do. Very easy to do. And in other videos, I'll talk about other paths within the federal government that involves working overseas. Big money, big money, big money. This is Ron from Elders Insights. Thank you for watching.